Hi there, it's Dee here for another discussion on getting the best all-round picture quality for your Samsung QLED TV. Samsung do a great job right out of the box, so this won't be a deep dive, it's just some basic tweaks that will make your QLED TV look great for mixed content, in particular taking into account the changes for the picture menu for 2020 models. So let's get straight into it. The settings that I'm going to discuss here are my personal preferences that work great for me in every situation. They're based on my recent testing of the Q80T. I haven't yet done a full review of this TV, but I have managed to do some extensive testing. I don't use any calibration tools and I'm not a professional calibrator either. As an ex-professional photographer who used to calibrate monitors, I feel that I know what looks good and what doesn't. Also, watching content as the creator intended isn't so important to me. Having one setup that works for everything is my main goal. The content I watch mainly consists of cable TV, also streaming content through services such as YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV and Rakuten. I also play games on my PlayStation and watch the occasional Blu-ray movie. For 2020 QLED models, the picture settings interface has been updated with some options removed and some added. Apart from the menu's default colour change, here's how you can tell if you're looking at a 2009 QLED menu or 2020. The older menu has a backlight and brightness setting. Backlight controlled what it said, it adjusted the output of the backlight. In the newer menu version, backlight has been removed and replaced with brightness. This now does the same thing. What used to be called brightness is now called shadow detail on 2020 models. Ignore the settings on this slide as these are just example screen grabs. If you have an older Samsung QLED TV, a 2019 model for example, then I do have a video specifically for these and I'll put a link to that video in the description below. For me, just like before, most of the default settings work well out of the box. Samsung really do a fine job of getting a good all-round balance, so I haven't changed anything unless mentioned in this video. I still prefer the picture mode set to the default standard. I think it gives the best results for mixed content. Some people prefer movie mode, and this will give you that cinema look. It'll make some content, such as movies, look how the creator intended. It's usually best viewed in a very dark room. My TV sits in a lounge where there is always some form of lighting, and I watch a lot of mixed content, so standard works best for me. So here are my preferences, and I'll run through them one by one. If I've not mentioned it here, then I leave it as it was set, out of the box. Firstly, picture clarity settings. This used to be called Auto Motion Plus, and it's supposed to smooth out fast-moving images. It might work okay for live sports, but it looks terrible for movies, which are usually shot at 24 frames per second. You risk getting that dreaded soap opera effect, so I recommend this is turned off for mixed content. Next is local dimming. This feature attempts to make blacks look deeper and darker, and for me it works really well for movies and mixed content. However, if you get any annoying light blooming around brighter objects such as subtitles, and if that bothers you, then you can adjust this feature. For me, I leave this set too high. Next is contrast enhancer. This is a picture processing algorithm that doesn't give many benefits in my experience. I leave this set to low. Next is gamma. Gamma changes to the image is a matter of taste. Try them all and see how they look. I find 2.2 to be the most accurate, balanced and pleasing. Next is color space setting. This refers to the range of color that the TV supports. I prefer this set to native. Next is game mode. This lets the TV bypass some picture processing. It may reduce lag, but may also alter picture quality. I have this set to auto so that the TV switches to game mode as soon as I turn on my gaming console. Next is ambient light detection. This works really well and saves me having to constantly adjust the brightness of the screen. A light sensor will brighten or darken the screen based on the room's light level. Samsung seem to have this spot on in my opinion, but not all rooms are the same, so this can be turned off or tweaked. I have this set to on. Lastly is usage mode. If your TV is an ex-demo model for example, the store may have set this to retail mode. This mode pushes all the levels up to help the TV compete with other TVs in the store and the store's lighting. For home viewing, make sure this is set to home mode. So that's my preferences and recommendations. They work great for me and should work well with most QLEDs, but as always, tweak your TV to your own personal taste. One last thing, if you find your TV reflecting like a mirror and the image quality just isn't quite as good as you thought it would be, check you haven't left a factory fitted screen protector on. Not all TVs have them, but some do. I've made a video about this and I'll leave a link in the description below. So to summarise, in my opinion Samsung do a great job right out of the box and my tweaks are minimal. By far the biggest impact on picture quality is getting the brightness right, and ambient light detection does a great job of that. If you have any questions then please ask and I'll try and help. You'll find some links in the description below to the TV I tested, some other useful videos and some of my other gear. If you found this video helpful, please consider a thumbs up. It really helps me a lot if you do. Also, please consider subscribing, as I have a lot of similar content on the way. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Please stay safe, and I hope to see you soon.